GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product. It's the total value of all goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time, usually a year or a quarter. It helps measure the health of an economy. When GDP is rising, it means the economy is growing. If it's falling, the economy might be slowing down. There are three main types of GDP. 1. Nominal GDP, current prices without adjusting for inflation. 2. Real GDP, adjusted for inflation, gives a clearer picture. Third, per capita GDP divided by population, shows average income level. Governments and investors use GDP to make decisions, plan budgets, and set policies. So, in simple words, GDP is like a report card for a country's economic performance. Two parts of nominal GDP. 1. GDP by sector. 2. GDP by expenditure. 1. GDP by sector production-based. This includes the value of goods and services produced in different sectors like agriculture, industry services. These are all measured at current market prices. Second, GDP by expenditure, spending-based. This measures GDP based on total spending in the economy. Consumption, household spending, investment, business spending, government spending, net exports minus imports. All values are calculated without adjusting for inflation. Nominal GDP can be understood in two ways: by what we produce or by what we spend. Both give us a full picture of the economy using current prices. Two parts or views of real GDP. 1. Real GDP by production. 2. Real GDP per capita. 1. Real GDP by production. This shows the actual output of goods and services adjusted for inflation. It focuses on how much a country is truly producing, not just how expensive things have become. 2. Real GDP per capita. This divides real GDP by the population. It shows the average income per person and helps measure the standard of living. Even if total GDP grows, per capita GDP helps us see if the people are actually better off. Real GDP tells us the real growth of an economy, and when we divide it by population, we get real GDP per capita, which shows how much wealth each person is getting on average. Two parts or types of per capita GDP. 1. Nominal GDP per capita. 2. Real GDP per capita. 1. Nominal GDP per capita. This is calculated by dividing nominal GDP by the total population. It reflects the average income at current market prices, but doesn't account for inflation. Useful for basic comparisons, but can be misleading in high inflation countries. 2. Real GDP per capita. This divides real GDP by the population, meaning it's adjusted for inflation. It gives a clearer picture of the average standard of living and actual growth over time. Per capita GDP shows the average income per person. Nominal is at today's prices, while real per capita GDP tells the truth behind inflation, the real growth in people's income,